Hello YouTube, hello fam. As I mentioned earlier today in another video, I'm going to share a few pieces of my artwork. Here is my Richie from Boston t-shirt. I wanted a Richie from Boston t-shirt for quite some time. He did not offer what I wanted, so I made my own. I sent a picture of this to him and he said sweet, so he likes it. And if you notice here, there's a little Mike Decker chemtrail plain catchin' we do not consent coffee cup there. I think Mike would do well to make some merchandise for himself to sell like that. I think that'd be cool. I've already got somebody who's interested in one of these Richie shirts, believe it or not. I'm pretty happy about that too. So maybe we can make that happen. Okay, here's a few other pieces. This is from my life drawing class at Ohio State. It's been a couple years since I've been, and I had to stop for financial and personal reasons and all of that. But yeah, this is one of those classes where they have live models pose nude, and you spend about 3 hours while they try to hold a pose. You feel real sorry for these people who do this for not a lot of pay in a very cold, drafty environment with a lot of gawkers. It feels like it, it feels sometimes like not everybody's in your class who's taking things seriously, and that's kind of creepy. But other than that, it was a fun experience, very labor intensive to sit there and have to draw these people and watch them sometimes agonizingly fight to hold their pose. So you really felt for them. They earned everything of what they got, and I think they should be compensated more. So there's that. Here is another one from that same class. This one was a little easier to draw because when the model's a little more comfortable or in a comfortable position, you can feel that, and that, I believe, that comes through. So this one wasn't quite so hard of a position to hold, and I think it turned out pretty well. And I like that it's on different colored paper too with the chalk. Yeah, this is chalk. So I enjoy drawing people and portraits and mostly faces, but learning to draw the body is important too. So that was a good experience, a very positive experience, and I recommend everyone who's into fine art and drawing to take a similar class at least once in their life. Here is a few of my florals. This is a tiger lily done in watercolor pencil. I love working with watercolor pencils. They give such rich, vibrant color, which you're really not getting the full effect on my camera phone. But once you draw with the watercolor pencils, then you can take water and a brush, and it just makes it pop and flow with color, and I think it does florals very well to use the watercolor pencil. And I always like this one too. It's a zinnia, one of my favorites. This one makes me think of you, Glenn. Looks like something that might be up your alley. I can't wait to see what Mr. Glenn Pierce does with his art supplies, by the way. So I'm all excited about that. Just a few more pieces to show you here. We're going to go back in the time machine, back to the 90s. Here is my painting of, I'm sure you can probably guess who that is if I did my job right. That is John Lennon in 1980 in New York City with the New York City t-shirt on. worked from a photograph. A lot of love went into this, and I've shown this piece a few times, and I don't know if I could ever part with it. I've thought about selling it, but I don't think I can, so. But there's John. He was always my favorite Beatle. And I'm Neslover because I love Michael Nesmith, the Monkees. Someday I'll get the big Michael Nesmith painting out to show you, but today's not that day. Today we will look at my second favorite monkey, Mr. Mickey Dolenz. So this was also done back in the 90s. I used to drive my art instructors nuts because I would somehow manage to involve the monkeys in pretty much all of my projects. So this is from inside an album cover of theirs, and it was kind of a small picture, so I had to zoom it up, and I just love his smile. I loved his perm he had at the time and whatever he was wearing, and it was a lot of fun to draw and paint a young Mickey. So there's that. Oh, one more thing I have to share is I'm a big fan of magnetic poetry, and I have this up on my fridge, the letters, and the words, excuse me. But I've started to incorporate names of the fam into my magnetic poetry set. So, and I did a haiku. I did the 575 haiku featuring our James here. What does it say? Let's see, my goodness. James the fam in a forest, finding nothing but Sasquatch, and said, "What the hell?" So there's your little magnetic haiku poetry moment there. Let's all snap our fingers in appreciation. And let's just see some of the words and the names I've started to include in my good old magnetic poetry set. Let's see, we've got a lot of people in here, so I can be making all sorts of little poems and involving all kinds of fam and all kinds of crazy situations here in my magnetic poetry world. So have a look. You might see your name in there, and you might be featured in the next fam haiku with the magnetic poetry set. So there's your little tour of a few pieces of my work. I hope I haven't bored anybody too much. As I dig out more from where I have it stored, I will show you. But this is about all I could dig out tonight. But there's the little James the Fam haiku. I want y'all to have a wonderful evening. Glad you could have a sneak peek at some of my artwork. And if you see anything, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. I appreciate all kinds of feedback, so have at it. Have a great evening, and I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ta.